2000, that was the first time I actively started treating AMD with PDT. And where have we come now? We've come to such beautiful molecules, such potent molecules. So let's talk about this journey, breaking the barriers that we've had all through these 25 years. So yes, Hawk and Harrier told us that this is one molecule which is perhaps the most potent, but it was our real world experience which really made us so confident that we know, yes, that is the reality. So the visual improvements which were achieved with brolucizumab were reaffirmed at week 96 also. They stayed the same, and it is non-inferior to all other anti-VEGFs there are till now. And we are well aware that there are superior reductions in brolucizumab as compared to all other things. Yes, of course, as we've just heard, it's the small molecule which is really making it more penetrable and also go till the area where the most of our AMD exists. So let's move straight to the real-world discussions. This is a 73-year-old female, CNVM, 624 vision. Now, this was the time when I was moving on from ranibizumab to a more potent molecule. Brolucizumab had just come. So this is about 5 years back. You know, I've been doing OCT angio in almost all the cases. And in a single field, you can see there is a CNVM and there are polyps. And this is, we were trying ranibizumab, and with ranibizumab, one injection, the CNVM is gone, but the fluid remains. I was, with my combined treatment of PDT and anti-VEGF, I was so used to getting fluid-free retina after these combined treatment, and I wasn't happy. So we ended up giving 6 injections of ranibizumab. This after 3 injections. The retina seems much better, but before, in about 4 weeks, the fluid would just come back again, and the fluid actually never left. If you see here in the IR image, the fluid is still there. This is after 5th injection of ranibizumab. This is 6th injection. The fluid just would come back. This is when we decided to give brolucizumab and see. After 6 months, this one picture when I saw, I knew we had come somewhere. We have achieved something. Now, this is 56-year-old female, a patient of PCV. If you look at this membrane here, which is parafoveal membrane, the vision is very good, but we can see this membrane which is so aggressive, and the patient wanted to take bevacizumab, and we ended up giving 5 bevacizumab, but the membrane here is getting aggressive. So this is after the 6th bevacizumab. Now the fluid has also started coming, and the patient is scared. It is so aggressive. There are all signs of it going into the macula. This is when we decided to give brolucizumab. So this is before brolucizumab. See, the membrane is increasing. The fluid is increasing here. And this is what happens after brolucizumab. The membrane just kind of, it becomes non-aggressive. This is a 73-year-old female. When you are into a practice of doing OCT angios, there is not just one PED, but multiple PEDs there. So this is pre-injection PCV. If you look at this, there are PCVs and polyps, and this is after 1 injection of brolucizumab. It's all gone. 62-year-old female PCV. There are some small PCVs here, some large PCVs here, and with 1 injection of brolucizumab on to the right, you can see that, this is the only injection which has such a great effect on such huge polyps and PCVs. So 80-year-old female, if you look at this, there are so many polyps up there, and the PED is so huge that it is not coming even in the screen. And under the macula, there is fluid. With just 1 injection, the PEDs become smaller, the polyps have gone down, and macula looks, much better. a 45-year-old male. Now, we have Shrem here, and with our experience of the older generations of anti-VEGF, we know there is no way we can take care of this Shrem. So, and we have lots of large PDs and small PDs here. So this is pre-injection. After first brolucizumab, this looks better. The smaller PDs are gone. With the second injection, the macula is still better. The PEDs have become smaller. So this is pre-injection. Look at the Shrem here. It is better after first injection. It is still better after second injection. Pre-injection, OCT angio. This is after 2 injections OCT angio. So after the third injection of brolucizumab, macula is almost back to normal, and PED is so much smaller now. And after 4 injections of brolucizumab in the, after 1.5 a month, we give brolucizumab in these patients after about 6 weeks. And we can see that there is hardly any PED now. So another patient, 54-year-old female. Now this lady had the same minimally classic CNVM in both the eyes, and she was taking lots and lots of bevacizumab because she was so scared of losing that eyesight, but nothing was happening here. So after 12 bevacizumab injections for 1 year, she still had the same problem. It had not deteriorated, but then she had the same problem. And this is when we decided to make a change at the injection. You can see the edema here. And the same thing, this is pre-injection and post-injection. The first time in all these years, she had no fluid. And the same thing happened in the other eye also. A 70-year-old male. This is just to show that how important OCT angio is. I've been treating this person since last 15 years, and we've been able to keep his vision at 6/9, because on OCT angios, we are able to see any new vascularization or new CNVM which can come up, and we can keep giving injections, even if the line scan showing that everything is fine. So a 56-year-old male here. Lots of PEDs, and this is, the patient had heard that he just wanted to take ranibizumab, so we kept giving him ranibizumab, but nothing was happening there. After 2 ranibizumab, he had not improved, and this is when I asked him, would you like to change it to brolucizumab? And after brolucizumab, the PEDs are all gone, and he's happy. 75-year-old male. This is the first RPE RIP which I got with brolucizumab. After that, I haven't had any, thankfully, but just wanted to share this with you. This is pre-injection, this is post-brolucizumab, there is a rip here. The patient still had better vision. 70-year-old female, you can see the PEDs and, thick fluid there, post-brolucizumab, much better. 72-year-old female. Again, pre-injection, and this is post-injection brolucizumab. 57-year-old male. This is pre-injection. You can see a huge PED, and on OCT angio, it has improved. 68-year-old male, a huge PED here, pre-injection, and this is how it works miraculously. 77-year-old female. This is another one, and pre-injection, this is post-injection. I'll now be showing you just a few treatment-naive patients where my first choice was, brolucizumab. I'm now giving this option to all the patients of CNVM. 77-year-old female, this is pre-injection. After 4 brolucizumab injections, this is how the patient looks. 30-year-old female, and there is the CNVM. And after 2 brolucizumab, the patient has recovered. 37-year-old male, 660 vision, and this is high myope, and this is a treatment-naive patient, pre-injection and post-injection. Most of these patients, they just require 1 injection, they get better. 73-year-old female, a CNVM, there is some fluid here. And after one brolucizumab, everything is just recovered. 40-year-old female, a CNVM. It's a small, fresh CNVM, and the patient decided to take one brolucizumab injection. It's all clear. 42-year-old female, this is, there are two PEDs, and there is this CSR element here, and after one injection, this recovered. So it is actually, a huge, huge advantage that we are living in this era where we have this kind of a molecule. And after giving thousands of injections, I could continue showing you my results. But this is something which has to be taken seriously, because here we have, as a retinal surgeon, we have something in our hands which, there's no need to be scared of, actually, because in the last 2.5 years, I have not had any single case of IOI. So I think we all should at least try using this. Thank you.